Today we're doing order of operations. So this is the order of how you need to evaluate expressions. So for example, you do multiplication before you do subtraction, that kind of stuff. So to warm up, pause the video and write these two expressions into a mathematical or an algebraic expression. All right, so this first one, we have 27 less than something. So we need to be subtracting 27 from our product of 5 and some number x. You want 5x minus 27. Reminder, product is multiplication. So then move the quotient of 10, and that's where our division comes from, 3 more than a number y. So more than would be plus. So you want 10 divided by 3 more than y, or y plus 3. All right, so pause the video and figure out the answer to this equation right here. And then think about why. Obviously, you can't talk to somebody next to you, so you could text a friend if you wanted to. But what is the answer to this? So there's two common answers, 11 or 15. The correct answer is 15. So how you should be doing this is you should be doing 8 plus 7 because you want to divide 14 by 2 first, which then gives you 15. If you do 8 plus 14 first and then divide by 2, that's where you're going to get the 11. That is not following the order of operations, so it's not the correct answer. So what is the order of operations? It is defined as PEMDAS. So this is the way to remember it. These are your order of operations. So the acronym PEMDAS basically is to help you remember what to do first. So you always want to start with parentheses first. So it's the P in PEMDAS, and you have your other first letters here. So P stands for parentheses. So you always want to do what's inside your parentheses first. After that, you're going to do whatever the exponents are. So these are your powers. So like squared, cubed, all that kind of stuff. Next, you do multiplying and dividing. These are at the same time, but you want to do left to right. So if you have multiplying here and dividing over here, you want to do this one first and then this one. And then subtracting, adding and subtracting, the same idea, left to right. So whatever comes left and then go right. So some examples. Here we have this right here, 2 cubed over 5. So the first step, if we have our PEMDAS, there's no powers, but there is an exponent. So the first step is we're going to get rid of the exponent. So this would become 8 over 5. And then the second step would be to divide. So 8 divided by 5 is then going to give you 1.6 as your answer. All right, the next one. Here we do have parentheses, so we need to figure out our parentheses first. So 2 divided by 5 is 0.4, and then we still have it cubed. So then the last thing would be then to get rid of your exponent, which will then give you 0.064. As a note, if you're typing this into a calculator, you want to do 0.4, and then there should be a caret key like this, and then type in a 3, and that will be like 0.4 to the third. All right, some more. So we want to simplify this one. Again, we're still going to use PEMDAS. So check, do we have any parentheses? Yes, we do. So that's going to be our first thing, is to get rid of or do whatever is inside the parentheses. So 5 minus 1 will be 4. Next step, we have an exponent. So 4 squared is 16. Reminder, this would be 4 times 4. All right, next one. We don't have any parentheses, so if we write PEMDAS here, we don't have any parentheses, so that's good, but we do have an exponent. So 5 squared would be 25 minus 1. It's our first step. And then we need to subtract, because there's no multiplication, there's no division, and no addition. And you'll get 24 as your answer. So here's some more. These are a little bit longer. Again, we have PEMDAS. So this first one, there's no parentheses, so we're good with that one. There's no exponents, we're good with that one. There's no multiplication, but there is division. So we need to do this division right here first. To drop the 6 down, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then you have your 3. So the first step was division. So that is down there. Now we have the addition and subtraction that we want to do across. So you could add this all at once, or you can do 6 plus 2 is 8, and then add 3 onto that to get 11 as your final answer. This one down here, still no parentheses, still no exponents. We do have some multiplication, so we need to do that first. So 6 times 4 is 24. We still have the plus 2 minus 3. So now we have some addition and subtraction, and you want to go left to right. So right, so we did multiplication first. And now we're doing addition, and then third we'll do subtraction. So 24 plus 2 would be 26. Still minus a 3, and you get 23 as your final answer. So same idea here, but now we have some variables. So the first step before we can do anything is we need to plug in our variables. So this is telling us that x equals 2 and y equals 5. So the first step is to plug in. So I'm going to take that 2 and plug it in for x, take that 5, plug in for y. So you have 2 times 5 squared plus 3. Now we can do the PEMDAS. We do have a parenthesis, but we can't do anything in there. So now we're going to do the exponents right here. So you get 2 times 25 plus 3. So that was our first step, was the exponent. Next, you want to multiply. So we're going to do this right here. So you get 50 plus 3. And then the last step would be to add. So you get 53 as your final answer. Same idea here. So pause and try this on your own, and then we'll do it together. First step is still to plug in. So 2 plugs in here, 5 plugs in here. We have 2 times 5 squared plus 3. So if we have the PEMDAS, we do have parentheses right here. So we need to figure that out first. So then inside the parentheses, you still need to do order of operations. So this is going to drop down. We can bring the 2. I need to do this first because it's an exponent. So we get 25 plus 3. So we did our parentheses. But inside that, we need to multiply first. And then we can add the 3. So you'd get times 28, and then the last step would be multiplying to get 56 as your final answer. All right, same idea. We're going to plug in first. So you get 2 plus 5 over 2. We need to do the parentheses. So do the top part first. You get 7 over 2, and then divide will give you 3.5. So 1 was plug in, 2 was your parentheses, and then 3 was dividing. Next one, same idea. So A was 2. We'll plug that in first. 2 over 2, and then B was 5. So first step, plug in. Second step would be division. So we get 1 plus 5, and then you're going to add those two together to get 6. Last one here. So you have 2 plus 5 divided by 2. We need to do this division first. So you get 2 plus 2.5 will be 4.5 total. So we plugged in the value, divided, and then added. And that's it. So go on Schoology to check your homework. If you're doing Avid stuff, you can write a summary at the end of this, but that's it.